Once upon a time, Justin Timberlake was the golden boy of pop culture. He wasn't just a singer, he was an icon. From NSYNC's boy band domination to his explosive solo career, Timberlake was everywhere. He sold out arenas, topped charts, won Grammys, starred in movies, and became the definition of cool. He was the kid who broke away from the boy band stereotype and transformed into one of the biggest stars of his generation. But today, everything looks different. Timberlake isn't being celebrated the way he once was. His reputation, once bulletproof, is now hanging by a thread. And the world is finally asking, how did the golden boy of pop become one of the most criticized figures in music? The truth is, Timberlake's collapse didn't happen overnight. The cracks have always been there. But for years, he had the industry, the media, and an army of fans protecting him. Now, in the era of accountability, those cracks have split wide open. Let's rewind. Back to the early 2000s. Justin Timberlake had just gone solo after NSYNC, and his career skyrocketed. His breakup with Britney Spears became one of the most publicized splits in music history. But here's where it gets messy. Timberlake painted himself as the victim. His hit song Cry Me a River heavily implied Britney cheated, and the music video even featured a Britney lookalike. The media ate it up. Justin came out looking like the heartbroken hero, while Britney was dragged through the mud. At the time, fans sided with Justin, but looking back now, people see it differently. Instead of protecting Britney, who was already under brutal public scrutiny, Timberlake used their breakup as fuel for his own career. He built himself up by tearing someone else down. And it wouldn't be the last time. Fast forward to 2004, the Super Bowl halftime show. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson performed together in what was supposed to be a career-defining moment. But in the final seconds, Justin ripped off part of Janet's costume, exposing her on live TV in front of millions. The world called it a wardrobe malfunction. But the fallout? Devastating. Janet Jackson was blacklisted. Radio stations stopped playing her music. Her career took a massive hit. And Justin? He walked away almost untouched. In fact, his career soared in the years after, with hit albums like Future Sex Love Sounds cementing his status as pop royalty. The double standard couldn't have been clearer.
For years, Timberlake avoided accountability. He didn't take responsibility for Britney. He didn't defend Janet. He just kept moving forward, collecting awards and praise while others paid the price. And for a while, it worked. But the internet doesn't forget. In the 2010s, documentaries about Britney Spears and Janet Jackson reignited the conversation. Clips resurfaced, old interviews were rewatched, fans started to realise just how much Justin benefited from others' pain. Hashtags calling him out trended worldwide. People weren't laughing with him anymore, they were questioning him. The backlash forced Timberlake to apologise. He released a statement directed at Britney and Janet, admitting he had benefited from a system that silenced women while protecting men. But for many fans, it was too late. The apology felt like damage control, not sincerity. And while his reputation was unravelling, so was his music. In 2018, Timberlake released Man of the Woods, an album meant to showcase a more mature, grounded side of him. Instead, it flopped. Critics called it uninspired, awkward, even cringeworthy. The man who once set trends now sounded out of touch. Younger fans didn't connect with him, and older fans wondered if his glory days were behind him. Then came the scandals in his personal life. In 2019, Timberlake was caught on camera holding hands with a co-star during a night out, despite being married to Jessica Biel. The photos went viral. He later apologised, blaming alcohol and insisting nothing serious happened, but the damage was done. His family man image was shattered, and fans saw yet another example of Justin only apologising once he got caught. By now, the once untouchable superstar was becoming a target for criticism. His reputation as the cheeky golden boy had flipped. Instead of seeing him as charming, people started calling him manipulative, opportunistic, even selfish. And the hits just kept coming. His return to the Super Bowl halftime show was slammed as tone deaf, with many fans furious that he was invited back while Janet Jackson was still sidelined. His singles failed to gain traction, his Hollywood career stalled, and slowly but surely, the world stopped asking what will Justin do next and started asking why do we keep letting him off the hook. The truth is, Timberlake isn't broke. He isn't cancelled in the traditional sense. He still has money, fame, and millions of fans. But what he doesn't have anymore is the one thing that made him unstoppable: his reputation. The shine is gone. The aura of innocence, charm, and untouchability has completely collapsed.
Because now, people see the pattern. They see how Timberlake's biggest career boosts came during moments when others, especially women, were torn down. They see how he avoided accountability until it became impossible to ignore. They see how he's tried to reinvent himself, but the reinvention no longer feels authentic. And maybe that's the real tragedy here. Justin Timberlake had it all: the voice, the talent, the charisma, the career longevity that most artists only dream of. But instead of being remembered as one of the greatest entertainers of his generation, he's becoming a cautionary tale. Today, Timberlake is still performing, still releasing music, still living in luxury. But the narrative has shifted forever. He's no longer the golden boy of pop. He's a reminder that reputations can collapse overnight, and when they do, there's no going back. Because in Hollywood, talent can take you to the top, but it's reputation that keeps you there. And for Justin Timberlake, that reputation is gone. So the question isn't whether he's still famous, it's whether his legacy can ever be repaired. And right now, the answer doesn't look good.